Yes, my dears, I am a virgin. Not because, now here are some of the big misconceptions. Not because I'm scared of intimacy, not because it's just what my parents told me to do, not because I don't know how intimacy works, not because, none of these reasons. The short and sweet of it is I am because it's what God said is right. Now the more in-depth explanation is intimacy is so beautiful, and it's been so twisted in how we live today to just be about satisfying an animal need, or even an emotional need, but just a quick satisfaction. And there's so many definitions of, oh, it's just casual, oh, it's just a one-night stand, oh, it's, this, that, and the other thing. But there's so many different reasons, there's so many different purposes for intimacy, and they're so special. And that's the issue, is a lot of people who grew up Christian, they don't really know why you're not supposed to have intimacy before marriage. They're just told either, oh, because if you do, it's wrong and you're going to go to hell. Or if you do, you're just going to end up pregnant. So don't. There's never a real why to it. And the reason it is meant for marriage is because the purpose is to make life, to create life, and grow and spread your knowledge and your talents and the family of God and the love of God throughout the world by raising children. But even aside from that, because there's plenty of people that can't have children, aside from that, which that also is a big misconception, because so many people are like, oh, you're a Christian, you just think, sex is meant for making babies and you want to have babies right and left. And it's not true. It is also meant for comfort, and it is meant for physical satisfaction and emotional satisfaction and protection and all these different things, but within the context of marriage, because you're meant, when you have that bond, it's not just a quick one and done and that's it. It's a husband and wife are to become one, spiritually, physically, and it's by sharing that experience with each other. There's different Bible verses of saying, this person was afraid, was hurt, was these different things, and their spouse came and comforted them, laid with them, and they either bore children or, they, in so many words, like they had them within that connection. And there's just so many things like that, and things I just can't bring it to words. I'm not good with my words. But again, I will write those verses out down at the bottom if you want to check them out, just to give a little bit of clarity. But that is why. So God wants you to have awesome intimacy. And again, a lot of people go, oh, are you nervous? Or are you scared of it? Or do you not know how it works? And I'm just like, no. I know how it works. I'm a nurse. I know where things go. I know how things work. And now, granted, I was abused as a child, and that put a huge amount of fear in me. I did worry for a long time as to whether I would be comfortable in a relationship, because that was something that was so scary and so traumatic. But it's once you grow up and you learn the different context of things, that kind of goes away. So yeah, it is something awesome. It is something beautiful within the correct context. And again, another misconception is that, well, then, do you have friends that have slept with people, or have had babies outside of marriage and all this type of thing? Yes, I do not. Just because somebody has a different experience than me or a different outlook than me, that doesn't mean I'm going to write them off. I have so many people from various levels so many different reasons. Either they grew up with a different set of morals, or they just kind of, you know, went down this path, and now it brought such a huge light into their life. It turned their life around in such a huge way. So many different things that, no, of course I'm not just going to write somebody off and not be friends with them, or not be, you know, whatever with them, just because we're on two different trains of thought, or have different experiences. And the only time I will start becoming shut off from someone is if they hold that misconception true about me. If, because I don't have sex, because I don't use birth control, because I am a Christian, you know, all these different things, if they start treating me differently, speaking to me differently, and in a demeaning way, then we're going to have a problem. Because in the same way that I should be respecting you and your path of life and your way of thought and our differences, and how we can still be friends and co-workers or family or anything else amongst that, and still have an amazing relationship, I also deserve that same respect. And I shouldn't be treated as if I'm stupid or archaic, or assuming, or be assumed to be judgmental because of that. Very difficultly, very frustrated. It is so freaking hard. So hard. And can I just say, I am ready. Like, I cannot wait for the day that Steve and I can experience each other in that way. And I am so ready for it. But it is hard. It's really hard. Like, it's easy and it's hard, you know, because of the reason that we don't. That 100% makes it easy. I'm just like, because God said so, and because there's a reason, so no. But oh my gosh, that doesn't make it easier. Like, it still makes it so hard. Especially, you know, we've been together for a long time. I mean, we've been best friends for, oh gosh, 5, 8, 9 years now, I think. Yeah, best friends for 9 years. Dating for 4.5, 5. And so it's hard. Like, the more you go on, the more it gets frustrating. And of course, like, all the different situations you find yourself in, you know, times that you're alone, times that somebody's left the house, times that you're traveling, times that any time that you could. It's really, really hard. You know, and I think especially the hardest thing for me is like other experiences, because I would, like, there's so many times I think I would love to like go take a day trip here and like book a hotel and do these different things, or, you know, on like different holidays, suggestions are always like, oh, surprise him with this, surprise him with that, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, we can't. And so there's so many like fun experiences that we haven't been able to have yet, and different like places we can travel and all these different things. And so that's partially what makes it hard, is not just the act itself, but the other surrounding experiences that would be so amazing, and memories you can make. I'm so excited for that, you know, especially, like I said, like, to one day just, you know, be able to have him come home from work and be like, hey honey, by the way, get in the car, we're going here, and then make it a whole special weekend or special night away or something like that. So that's what I am super, super excited for, and what really makes it frustrating for me, especially at times, because it's when I'm like troubleshooting and thinking, okay, well, how can I want to surprise him, or I want to do something for him, and what can I do? And I think of all these different things, and so many of them get shut down because of that. So that's what gets really frustrating. But, you know, it was something we agreed on as soon as we started dating. Something we definitely had some frustrated discussions over. Times we had to push each other away and be like, okay, you over there, because if not, it's going to be a problem. You know, it's not just without, it's not without its struggles, it's not without its frustrations, but, you know, we have so much to look forward to, is what makes it rewarding. And both of us, like it's allowed us to show our love for each other and our intimacy in so many different ways, aside from that. So it really forces you to be creative and to really foster that true friendship and like very, very genuine love that doesn't revolve around just physical interaction. Or it's physical interaction, but in different ways, of being playful, of being, just goofing off and being very genuine with each other. So that's really special.